This is where the cool podcast intro is supposed to go, but I forgot to finish it. Anyway, here's Scuffed as Fuck. Welcome to the Scuffed as Fuck podcast. I am your host, Principal Retro Koda, and with me today is my wonderful vice president and co-host, Cubic. Say hello, Cubic.
Wouldn't that be vice principal?
What did I say, vice president? Fuck.
Hello.
Fuck. You gotta start it again. What's up,
Okay.
everyone? What's up, everyone? Fuck, I can't even do it now. I'm your history teacher, aka your basketball teacher or basketball coach. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We're keeping this whole thing in. Hi, my name's Retro Koda. With me today is Cubic, as always. Say hi, Cubic.
Hello.
Fucking hey. That got chaotic real quick and it wasn't intentional. Oh no. My brain, it hurts.
Oh,
I
it's
think
okay.
I'm
It's
not too
okay.
hard. Oh, okay. All right, everybody. So, I'm dying. I'm sorry. Um, the reason why we had that absolute awful intro that I did not plan, was, is back to school starting soon. School's about to be picking back up again. As of recording this, on the 18th, one of the local schools that is nearby where I live officially started school today. So I figured it was a perfect time for us to kind of get into the vibe of it, maybe talk about some video games that are based around school settings. Um, which in the little research that I did for this episode, a lot of them tend to be horror games. I don't know if you noticed that.
Coda, why do you think that is?
I think it's because kids think school is just such an awful place, but it really isn't. You know,
Yeah. I think
like
I think you're often whenever a school is in a horror setting, you're by yourself. So like I don't know if you've ever been in like a school after school, but it kind
I
of it
mean, I
morphs
spent
into a liminal space that you kind of don't want to be in.
I spent plenty of times after school, but most of it was in like the school auditorium. I was building sets for theater, so I got to stay in a dark room that had barely any working lights and just put together pieces of wood for a living until my teacher came up behind me and said, "Go the fuck home. You've been here for like 8 hours."
Well, there you go. Dark room, dark school.
So I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it, but I also feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What do you think? As I've gotten older, I've like started to kind of miss school. I miss high school. I didn't really have like a fantastic time, but I had a lot of friends around them that I don't really get to see much anymore, and I kind of miss the camaraderie we all had, you know?
Yeah, I think that's my thing. I miss how I felt and how oh my gosh. I miss how I felt and how active I was when I was in school. Because I played a lot of sports too. And like you said, the camaraderie that came from that was I don't know. I don't get a lot of that these days.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really a sports kid, but I was friends with basically every clique that there was. I had friends who were in the music department. I have friends that were in the art department. I was part of theater. I had some friends that were jocks, the emo kids that didn't really talk to anybody would still hang out with me sometimes for lunch and we'd all sit around and, you know, just talk about anything.
Yeah.
You okay there? You dying? Did I
I don't know
transfer all of my flub ups over to you?
I don't know what the F is wrong with me. I'm like losing my voice. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. What a time.
School. School.
Perfect. I can't go into school, mom. I'm losing my voice. um, do you have any like favorite memories from school at all?
Oh. Do I have any favorite memories from school?
I
Um,
have some off the top of my head. Some are good, some are not.
hit us with one while I think about mine.
All right, so the one that's not that like comes to mind immediately is my senior year of high school. I got into choir. I was originally like waiting for the auditorium to open up so I could work on one of the play sets, and I was just working on homework in the hallway and singing, and the choir director popped his head out and was like, "Was that you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're not one of my students." And I said, "No." He was like, "Do you want to be?" Uh, so long story short, I ended up joining up for the choir for my second semester. I got a solo in the end of the year performance of "When I Was Your Man" by Bruno Mars,
Mhm.
and when it came to my turn to sing my like solo, because there were multiple people that had different like verses of solos, I immediately forgot the words and I mumbled "fuck" into the microphone. It was loud enough that everyone in the auditorium heard it. My my mom has it on recording somewhere.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
awful,
that
awful. It
sounds
was just like
horrible.
the music was playing the da 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 da, and I was like I forgot it immediately. It was so bad.
Yikes.
Uh-huh.
Um, I remember the class above me, their senior prank was to put liquid ass in the vents.
Oh my
But how the ductwork worked at my school, it all funneled into the senior hallway, so it kind of backfired.
god.
I remember that.
Oh my god. Speaking of pranks, two more came to mind, but these are the ones that we'll stick with. So for my senior year prank, what we did was we took all of our graded papers and we threw them all into these giant trash bins. You know, the ones that are like the size of two human people or two teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we took all of our graded papers. We had like three of those bins and we filled them full. And my high school had a stairwell. It was a three-floor building. So it had a giant stairwell towards the back of the school that led out towards like the track and the football field. And on the final day of school, we literally there were like five of us, all tipped them over the edge of the railing on the third floor, and it was just a sea of graded papers all the way down all three floors.
Oh
It
my
was right at
gosh,
the final bell.
that's crazy.
A lot of fun. We didn't have to clean it up because I dipped out of there as soon as they all started to fall. That way I didn't get caught. Um, and the couple grades before us, actually. So we've talked about it before. I'm from Missouri. It's very kind of farmy out there, rural. That's a hard
Or-
word to say.
Yeah.
um, and one of the kids that I knew, sort of, he was from kind of like my area, which was a little bit further outside the town. He his senior year prank was they had two of them actually that almost got us banned from doing pranks forever. One of them
Oh.
was they brought in, I think they were sheep. They might have been something like that. But they brought three of them in, and they had markers on them that said 1, 2, and 4, and they let them loose in the school. And
I've heard of similar things happen. That's really funny.
the other one was that they let loose some greased up chickens.
It
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
sounds like it.
Speaking of pranks, though, let's get into some of the games that uh, are kind of based in school stuff. Things that are like, whether they have a setting based on it or it's like all about it in general. You know,
Hmm.
some games that our listeners can play at some point, maybe if they're not feeling ready to get back to school yet, but still want to enjoy getting into school.
Absolutely. I got one off the top of my head if you'd like me to start.
Sure, go for it.
So I love Bully, the
Bully was
Rockstar
I
game.
exactly had in mind.
Yeah, it was very much like I don't know. There may have been other games like this, but this is the one open world school game that I think of.
Mhm.
It's cool because it kind of turned the social ecosystem that you experience whenever you're in school, and then mixes it
Mhm.
with low key GTA elements, which I thought was really cool. That was such a unique thing.
I've never gotten to play it before, but I have watched plenty of people play it, and I know that there's the whole like you can play pranks on people and stuff. It's a very cool open world game to be sure. Surprised they
Hmm.
never made a secondary one out of it.
I know, I know. Can you imagine a Bully game today?
Oh my god. I don't know if it would actually be able to pass. I think
I don't know.
I
I
mean
mean,
it
they get
it
away
could,
with a
but I
lot
think
in GTA.
yeah, but that's also GTA. That's grown ass adults. Bully was about like a teenager doing this kind of shit.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
You know, I think it would be good as a remaster.
You
It's
think so?
something they haven't touched. Yeah, it's something they haven't touched in years, and they've remastered. The original GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas a couple years
Hmm.
back. So it'd be nice to see them get back into that. 4 would be also a good one to do. But that's the GTA series.
Yeah, that's true.
But Bully is one of those games that I think came out at a perfect time. It
What do you?
was very it was very much in that height of edgy games, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
teenagers were starting to get into the more I mean, they've always been into the more violent games, especially when we talked about kids playing, like, Mortal Kombat and stuff in one of our previous episodes, but, like, it's, it was around that time where a lot of kids were starting to get more into the mature gaming because their parents just didn't care. They saw a game, the kid was like, "Can I buy it?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, kiddo."
Well, that's
You know?
true. I think in Bully's case, it's interesting because like every kid has a fantasy of no rules. You get to beat up people. You get to do whatever you want. Um, and Bully was a game where you could directly do that. Like you could come home from school after facing assholes all day, facing like shoddy teachers, and then you could play as this kid that can just like wail on kids all day, or like get in sweet with the teachers and do crazy missions.
It really is I would say it's still a perfect game for the modern day of if you ever come home from school feeling like that, you could easily boot it up and just kind of take out your aggressions. Not that I recommend it, but you know, if you wanted to, you could take out your aggressions on the school bullies inside that game.
Absolutely.
You know, and I did mention at the top of this though, like a lot of games in the with school settings end up being like horror games. I noticed when I was doing my research. Did you notice that at all?
I did. I mean, there were plenty of examples of I mean, Baldi's Basics, of course, is the one. I don't even know if you can consider that horror. I
I
think it's really
mean,
dumb, personally.
it's dumb, but I think it counts as a horror game because it's like you're stuck in I can't even remember at this point. It's like you're stuck in detention. You have to solve like actual homework in order to escape from the teacher who's about to like smack you with a fucking ruler.
Yeah, I guess
It's
there's
horror.
like an element of danger there.
It's horror for the Gen Xers.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I also look at games like Doki Doki Literature Club. You don't actively move around a space, but that still takes
Mhm.
place in a school, and there's a lot of
Uh,
different strange horror elements to that too.
yeah, like joining a book club that has almost not. it's almost too calm at the beginning, and then very suddenly it switches to not.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a that's a very fucked up game. I also was thinking of stuff like I think it's Corpse Party. I might be thinking of a different one,
Yeah, I don't
but
know if I've heard of
there's
that.
so it's an old like RPG game. Like it looks like it was made in RPG Maker, but it's like this Japanese school, and you're playing as this character, and then very suddenly like the world shifts and goes into some sort of like dark realm of some sort or something. You find out that, the ghost that's haunting the school is like this girl who died in the one of the bathrooms or something like that. It sounds
Okay.
lamer when I say when I just kind of go off the top of my head, but the whole story is very messed up. I remember years and years ago, I think it was Markiplier played it, and I think Jack might have played it. Um, but it was it's one of those top down RPG games. Uh, it's got a scary kind of vibe to it.
Mhm. Yeah. Did you know there's a backrooms game called The Classrooms?
No, what?
Yeah, it's I think I watched the Oni Boys guys play it or wow, I watched the Only
The
Plays
Only Boys.
boys play it. But it's like a backroom style game with all these weird different elements. You go through like an old style library at one point, you go through an actual school. There's like a pool rooms area. It's really cool, but it's very much a you explore the area while something chases you.
Oh. Is it kind of that liminal space stuff that you were talking about before?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it hits on that very well.
I was thinking about that. The more I thought about it after you said it, I was like, yeah, no, school hallways, like when they're empty, are very like unsettling, and I don't know what that
Hmm.
is.
Well, most of the time, I think the design of schools inside is outdated. So it kind of gives you that nostalgic feeling without even really having too much exposure to that, you know?
It's fair. I mean, our school was my high school was built years and years ago, but like 2 years before I went there was when they had built the freshman wing, which
Yeah.
is a complete separate area from the rest of the school. They wanted to try and get new kids acclimated to the feeling of high school,
Hmm.
but you could tell a stark difference from like the regular school to the freshman wing. The freshman wing felt a little bit more updated, and the rest of it all felt like it was stuck in the early or late 90s.
Yeah.
It was like a very stark contrast.
Yeah, it's weird.
Kind of yeah. Maybe schools should update their designs,
That's what I'm saying.
or they should just, do something. I don't know.
Cancel school.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's all online nowadays. Everybody's got their Chromebooks and everything.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
remember having a Chromebook?
No, I actually, my class did not have Chromebooks that they brought to class.
Really?
Yeah.
See, we didn't get to bring them to class, but every class had them.
No, we did not.
Yeah. It was a weird time, you know. A lot of classes still put on their syllabuses that they required you to bring notebooks and pens and paper and shit. But like you get into the classroom, be ready to start taking notes on this paper, and then they're like, "Okay, class, everybody one by one line up, grab your Chromebook and open up, the Blackboard app, and we're gonna be taking notes in there." And I was like, "Huh?
Huh. Yeah, that was not something that I experienced.
Weird." I mean, I guess it might have just been a difference between like to be fair, like I said, Missouri is not really known for being the most advanced in technology. So we were probably all just like, "All right, kids, y'all come up here and get your Chromebooks," and you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
very much. Look at this new modern technology we got here, son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh.
I knew a person who actually talked like that, so I can kind of make the joke and not be insensitive. Oh man, what are some other good like genres for games that you could think of off the top, or for like school games that you could think of off the top of your head? Besides like educational, of course, that's kind of the given.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think outside of the box whenever I was researching. I've never played the Persona games, but I know they take place in a high school. So that's
I've
cool.
never
It's
played
like
them either, but
a
yeah,
full-fledged RPG that takes place in a setting like that.
I know that puzzle games do really well. For example, you've got like the Riddle School, which was a the whole premise was that this kid gets in trouble for, I guess, pulling a prank or beating on one of his, you know, classmates, and then gets put into this special class for the deranged or something like that. And
Okay.
your whole entire like the whole entire story of it is you're trying to escape from this special class. It's almost like a gifted class for the criminally evil.
Okay. That's interesting.
But then it did end up getting weirder as the series went on. I know at one point they got abducted by aliens, but like I'd have to show you some of these games. Have you ever played the Riddle School series?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Riddle School.
There's no
No.
way that you haven't heard of this.
Nope.
You probably are like suppressing the memory. Let me Riddle School. I'm gonna Google this for you and actually just show it to you on Newgrounds, I suppose. Remember Newgrounds? Oh my god. Let's see. Mouse only game, no keyboard use. Yada yada yada. Go on. It's all point and click. I posted it into the chat here,
Okay.
but
Uh,
oh, it's gonna take forever to load, isn't it? Oh, there we go. So it's created by this guy named John Bro. You get thrown into this special class where you're being taught everything incorrectly. All of these facts that you're learning are wrong, but you have to try and escape from there. It's very fun point and click escape series, kind of almost like the Henry Stickmin collection.
yeah. Okay. No, I've never seen this in my life.
I'm so surprised. This was like peak for our generation.
Huh. Yeah, no.
Um,
Never.
maybe at some point we'll have to play. Maybe at some point I'll have to stream them, and you'll have to be there to watch me go through them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Another one that I was thinking of was the kindergarten series. Did you ever see those?
Yes. Yes, I remember I watched Jacksepticeye
Oh
play
my.
those.
Yep. Nugget. Uh, so for those of you who don't know, kindergarten is another point and click puzzle game that basically takes you in a Groundhog Day scenario of trying to survive through a week of kindergarten. Um, you have multiple different endings, multiple different way things that can go. It's very like I wouldn't call it horror esque, but like these kids can get murdered. There's evil teachers. There's a janitor who just cleans up all the blood and gore and like pretends nothing fucking happened. Like then there's this very special child named Nugget who digs into a hole in the I think it's the school playground and finds a cave of nuggets and it's just so excited. It's a very silly, very interesting game and they made like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I thought, did they really make that many? I've only know about the two.
I think they made 3 in total. I
Oh
know
my
that I
gosh.
watched Jack play the first 2 and I think the third one came out a few years ago. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's a interesting series to be sure.
Yeah, that one's interesting because usually the games that you see more in the media like take place in high school most
Mhm.
often. That one's, kindergarten. That's elementary school, which is kind of cool. I think that kind of like deviates from the norm a little bit.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they all focus on high school?
Well, I think maybe because the target audience would relate better, you know?
Yeah, no, I guess that would make sense. I was also thinking of a case of like, maybe it's for the fact of like kids coming into their own, learning more and trying to become their own person maybe.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Like
Do you
go ahead.
I was trying to see how long we could pause. Is life is Life is Strange? Does that take place in a high school or is that a college
Uh
community?
that's a good question. I think it's a college.
Okay, then never mind.
I'm 90% sure it's college, but it's still that same case of like these kids coming into their own because most of the time, if you decide to go straight into college, you're what, 18 going on 19? So
That's true.
you're still not quite adulthood yet. You're still kind of learning to make mistakes and being your own human and stuff, and it's the first time you actually get freedom, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I guess
elementary school, high school, you're all just kind of you're following the same track, the same, set path.
yeah, that's true. Now you got me thinking, what are some college ones? You ever play 2 Point University?
No, but I've heard about it. Because I know the 2 Point series. There's the what is it? 2 Point,
Is that what it's
is it
called?
2 Point Camp?
2 Point Campus. Sorry, not
That's what
university.
it is.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of 2 Point Hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's 2 Point Campus is the name.
Yeah. Yeah, which is cool because I love me my sim games and
I was
being
gonna
able
say
to
that's a Sims.
yeah, well being able to creatively build, I think, designing your own school or like college, I think is a unique take
Mhm.
on like the Sims spin, because like you put
It is.
together usually interesting things like theme parks or zoos or I don't know. A school is not on the list of things that I would think of.
No, I mean, but also like hospitals aren't necessarily for me either. What I would think of, but I think
Yeah,
the whole 2 Point series actually does a really good job of that, giving you things that you wouldn't necessarily think to have a Sims for. Because most of
yeah.
the time you get your city skylines, you get your Sim City, and even the Sims let you build your own house and stuff, but you don't really get anything that's kind of outside of that. Maybe the roller coaster tycoons,
Yeah, but that's much more interesting, you
right?
would think.
You would think. I don't
Yeah.
know. 2 Point campus. I might have to check out at some point. Let's see. Do you have any educational games that you could think of off the top of your head that were a lot of fun growing up?
Well, I played like Rita Rabbit and stuff when I was real, real young. Mavis
No,
Beacon.
we went into it a little bit on the episode with Lucky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See,
F Mavis Beacon.
still remember that. I wish
Yeah.
I still had the photo saved. It was
What?
the god awful photo of that lady.
That's the picture they used. That was the stock image from the type game.
It still haunts me to this day. Uh, oh man, there were some good ones growing up that were like a lot of those like cool math games, those websites. What websites did you go to? Cool math games when you were in school?
Yeah, Cool Math Games. There was ways that like if you looked up a site and you were like unblocked, there were ways you could get around it. So like my homies would pull up Miniclip, we'd pull up Newgrounds. I feel like there was another site that was pretty pivotal outside of CoolMathGames. But that same sort of idea. Do you think do you think that website was made for educational reasons, or was it solely just to get around school firewalls so you could do something in study hall?
Oh, it was 100% built for school games. Like some of the first games that were posted on there were actual like math games and like learning how to do, finances and things. Like the lemonade stand is one of their oldest games and I remember playing that forever. You had to learn how to manage your money, if you had to decide like if it was worth, you know, selling in with the rain coming, you had to be like, oh, the temperature's getting hotter, I should probably make my lemonade, more expensive or less expensive to like you had to think about all these things. Like a lot of the first games that were on there were very much educational to try and get you to learn about this stuff.
It taught you how to be a scumbag, I see.
Taught you how to be a fucking entrepreneur. Now
Listen,
you just got these kids out here that are, selling their lemonades for $5 a pop, and they're just like, yeah, it's the economy, man.
no, that's horseshit. If my name was John Aquafina and I was selling water and it was 90 degrees out, I would not be charging $2 instead of $1. That's scummy.
I don't know, man. I mean, I might just for the first couple bottles that come through, and then I'd be like, I feel bad now.
What? So
Yeah,
you're going back.
let's make a profit at the start.
So you're just a little bit of an asshole.
Or alternatively, you sell them at $1. When you start to run low, you raise the price.
Ah, supply and demand. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Okay, okay.
There were
What was
some business ones. What was your
you got me
question?
you got me thinking about flash games. What
Okay.
what was your go-to flash game whenever you had a minute in school?
Oh, man. So it doesn't exist anymore that I can think of. And mind you guys, this is for the times. There was a game where you played as um, Barack Obama, played as President Obama, and you were fighting off an alien invasion. It was like a side scroller platformer where you played as the president. You had this like laser gun and you had to run through town killing aliens.
It
It
doesn't
was
exist anymore?
I don't know if it does. I'd have to look it up, like actually do a deep dive and look up some special keywords that would probably put me on lists. But like let me just go ahead and do it. Flash game Obama aliens. We'll just do that. Ah, Obama Alien Defense. Yep, on
Okay.
Congregate.
Congregate, that was the website I was thinking of.
Yep. Let me actually. You guys won't be able to see this on in the episode, but I'm gonna show this just to Cubic real quick so he can get a vibe.
All right, let's have a look.
You're seeing this message because add or script blocking software. Disable any. You know what?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Blockers. You need them. Oh well, I don't want to sign in. Thank you. Okay. I also don't want this. There we go. Come on. It's one of those old Flash games, so I don't even know if it'll actually run. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna run.
Damn.
Uh, maybe on mini play. Maybe we could see if this will actually play it. It makes me feel old trying to get these old Flash games to run. Oh no, it started to load. It only took forever. Kind of crazy to think how things have gotten older, or things have gotten, you know, Firefox can't open this page. What can you do about it? Oh, well, that's lame. Uh,
No good, huh?
I guess, you know what? I guess we'll just have to show you, because it was a mini clip game. I'll just show you this. Look at that buff Obama.
That's insane. His dog is there too.
Yep. You start by actually watching him start the game. It looks so silly,
Oh, it takes me back.
right? It's so silly. So for those of you listening, basically we just watched Obama start up a game and then get electrocuted by his own TV, and now he's super buff and he has like a alien weapon.
There it is.
And this was the whole game.
How far did you get?
I think I got all the way to the end, honestly. Let's take a look at the like last level and see. Yeah, here we go. I got roughly here.
Okay.
There's not even actual like boss fight. It's just like a congrats, you saved the world at the very end.
I see.
Remember do you remember the shameless ads that they had? Or like the shameless plugins that they would show like here, mini clip down to the bottom on top of the bus.
Oh yeah.
Every game had that where it was like, "Oh, hey, check it out. We're playing on this website. You should play other games here." But
Huh.
yeah, it's just yeah. That was one of them, and then there was another one off of Congregate that I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's like a zombie game where you had to basically drive until your car ran out of gas, and then you could
Okay.
upgrade your car to go farther. None of them were actual, school games.
Yeah, of course. Of course. They never were.
And then Club Penguin, of course.
Oh yeah.
Club Penguin, I think, was probably the only one that would have been school friendly. Maybe Pop Tropica. Pop Tropica definitely had like a learning aspect to it for kids.
That's one I've never played.
Really, I think Pop
Yeah.
Tropica is still around, or I think we talked about it in that episode with Lucky. I think it's like they brought back the old school version of it, like Pop Tropica Legacy or something like that.
It's on CoolMathGames. Okay.
Pop, lots of fun. That one I definitely recommend at some point playing. Um, it's sad to see because all of the older islands were really cool. You had an island based on the Greek mythology, so you got to learn a lot about the different gods and stuff. And even though it was like a loose retelling of things, like you would meet Hades, you met uh, Poseidon, there was Persephone, uh, there was you had to fight a Hydra at one point. Um, they had like they had a few cool islands on there,
Hmm.
and then a lot of them were also like um, advertisement islands, kind of, or tie-in islands. So like when the first Wimpy Kid movie came out, they had an island where you could go and you could do a little mini quest and help Gregory with whatever he had going on, and then it would show you a little trailer for the actual Wimpy Kid movie, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I should say.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, a lot of fun.
that's so
Definitely miss
interesting.
that era.
I do too.
Crazy to think, crazy to think that now none of the kids that are like going to school remember or even got to experience any of this, and they're probably playing much different games than we are.
Yeah, I know. Cause like when you're in school, actually, I don't know what it is like nowadays. Is that because like some of my teachers were just cool with the fact that we would play games.
Right.
Um, I don't know how heavily monitored it is now.
I think nowadays it's mostly like, let's be honest here. I think a lot of the times there's not going to be a lot of like playing on websites anymore because you got to
Mm-hmm.
think everyone has their kind of phone on them or anything, or now Xbox technically has their whole like cloud streaming thing, so you can literally like if you were bored in class, you could just pull out your phone and you could play a lot of games from your Xbox on your phone with the whole play anywhere. Like there are times where I'm at work if you know, I got extra time on my break, I'll pull up oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's that kind of gives off uh vibes of the Binding of Isaac,
Okay.
but I think it's called uh it's like you play as this bean guy. Rotato, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So there's, I can literally just pull up and play Brotato on my phone, or I could play Killer Instinct, which I own. Like I could play full fledged games on my phone. If I brought my controller with me, I could stream, Need for Speed, and I could literally be playing racing games or Call of Duty and be playing shooters. Not to mention there's Call of Duty Mobile, you
If
know,
only. And Fortnite.
and Fortnite. So like I don't know if kids these days are even going to any websites like CoolMathGames or anything unless their teachers are requiring them to,
Yeah, do they even know? Do they even know what they're missing out on?
right? Like I guarantee you if you were to bring a kid, like a teenager, a computer that had only AndCon addicting games, mini clip, which is now only used for their crappy pool game that they have. But if you were to bring them to like the old school game sites, I don't know if any one of them would know what to do. I think they'd be like, "What is this?"
Are we unk? Are we being like kids today? Don't know.
I think we are unks. I think we've officially hit unk status. If not, we're very close to it.
No, no,
Listen, the only thing we're missing are slides and cargo shorts.
no. I may
I
be
think
unk,
I
but I can
could
at least
rock.
be fashionable.
I think I could rock the slides and the cargo shorts. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that when I get old.
Well, Coda, that's all you.
uh Man, what do you think kids nowadays are missing out on?
um, what
Not
are they
to
missing
not
out
to
on?
dive not to dive deeper into unk status, but like what do you think kids nowadays are kind of missing out on that we got to experience?
Uh, I think they're missing out on. I don't know. I think they're missing out on classic Pokemon
Classic Pokemon?
because I'm thinking about like where Pokemon's at right now, and like some of the new designs are really cool, but how it's played and how the story like unfolds before you, it's kind of lame.
I think on top of that, I think they're also missing that kind of. Once again, I use the word camaraderie, big word for me, but I think they're losing out on that camaraderie with the modern consoles and modern games or modern versions of Pokemon. Because, like, I was. This is like, we're talking elementary school, okay? So, like, even before high school for me. Um, I remember seeing kids would have, like, their LAN cables and they would plug one end into their Game Boy and then another end into another Game Boy, and they would like trade back and forth like that. Like you'd actually have to be hanging out with them and like, you know, doing actual physical interaction versus now you can just do it over an internet
Mhm.
connection. So you don't even have to be like, you could be at home and they could be at home and you could still trade Pokemon. Or like this one I do remember for myself in high school or middle school at least. Do you remember when Pokemon Gold or Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out for the DS
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
and the little Pokewalker, the little Pokeball that you could strap onto your hip and it would count your steps and it would level up your Pokemon throughout the day?
I never
I
had that, but I know what you're talking about.
We had it and I used to take it from my little brother and I would attach it to my backpack or I'd attach it to my hip or I'd put it in my pocket and I would literally just, throughout the day be checking the counters, maybe like, you know, trying to fight Pokemon on it with those three little buttons that were very hard. If you pressed one, you pressed two of them. It was very impossible to only press one single button. But you know, that kind of thing. You could also like fight your friends' Pokemons through it if you both had them on you. So like it was a very much a world of interacting with people. I think as the years have gone on, it's less about that and more about it's more in your face gameplay. I guess it's less. There's less extra doodads and bits and bobs that get you to spend time and play with friends, and more just like you're experiencing it as a solo game.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm playing Powered right now, and it's really good.
I
So,
installed it
uh,
the other day. I'm gonna start playing it at some point. Maybe you'll have to show me the ropes.
I think the point I'm trying to get is fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
But don't actually, because that puts you on lists as well.
Well, Koda, before we go,
As
uh,
soon as
Koda,
they
before
say
we
shit, I
go,
just don't know.
I got a lightning round for you. All right, I'm gonna name
Okay.
some schools, and you have to say yes, no, or only if for these different schools. They can be from video games, from media, all that stuff. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Baldi School,
Fuck that.
Bulworth Academy,
Uh, Only if I get to be the kid who's running around and dick punching all the bullies.
Doki Doki School,
No.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I think it's called Naranja Academy.
Yeah.
Okay. Kindergarten.
I mean, that's a hard one. I would say yes, but I'd also am like, but then I'd have to relive the same day over and over again until either I got it fucking right or whoever else is in control got it right. And I hope to God I'm not one of the kids that has to die.
Schoolhouse Rock.
You know it, man.
Okay. Persona 5 School.
I mean, I'd say yeah.
Mrs. Puff's Boating School.
I still don't have my license, so yeah, I need it.
Okay, that's all I got for you.
Okay, I got a bonus one for you.
Okay.
And you might not recognize this one, but if you don't, I'll just tell you what game it's from. It's Romero High.
Romero High. What's that from?
It is from Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh. Am I a severed head? Do I have a chainsaw or am I a zombie?
That's up for you. Do you want to be one of the regular ass students? Do you want to be Juliet, or do you want to be her boyfriend Nick, who's the severed head?
That's what. um, I'll be girly
I
pop.
mean, you'll be girly pop. Oh yeah,
I'll be girly pop.
addicted to lollipops and chainsaws.
And massacring.
Honest to God, that's another good game. I'm surprised I didn't even think about bringing it up at the start, but it's yeah, for anyone listening who's currently going back to school, just a couple words of advice. Life's too short to get caught up on the nitty-gritty shit of like who likes you, who doesn't like you, you know? So like just go in with a sense of like I guess what I'm trying to say is make the most of your time there. Don't get caught up on, the fitting into a certain group. I was lucky enough that I had friends from almost every clique. Not everyone has that experience, but as long as you're a good person, I'm sure a lot of people can learn to accept you, even if you don't necessarily fit into the mold that they're in. Whether you're a jock and you're hanging out with the theater kids, or you're a band kid who's suddenly gotten into the mathematics team, it's everybody should learn to just kind of get along. It makes the time there go a lot quicker, and before you know it, you'll end up missing it and wanting to go back.
And if you want to take a dump in the urinal, that is your prerogative. Sure, they have cameras, but they can't prove that you were the one who did it. So take that, Shat King.
Same thing with vapes. I don't condone it, but if you're gonna vape, they can't tell who came out of that cloud of smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm hmm
And you're allowed to bring Oreos to class. I don't care what teacher says you can't.
If a teacher tells you can't bring Oreos to class, you tell them it's a health reason, and they
Yeah.
can't say shit. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. You can find both me and Cubic over on Blue Sky at our respective names, the Cubic Guru and Retro Koda, with the zero for the first O. I gotta find a better way of saying that. I keep saying it every time. You can also find
Rich,
the podcast, yeah,
Rich
Ret
Zero
Red
Coda.
Zero Coda,
Yeah.
or I could just make it Retro Coda, all letters.
Was it taken?
But I don't know. It was based off of What Culture. Have you ever watched What Culture?
No, what's that?
It's a YouTube channel. I have to show it to you later before we go our separate ways. Basically, they do like top 10 videos of video games and stuff, like things you might know or bosses that are like insanely difficult, yada yada yada. Pretty cool
Okay.
channel. But one of the guys on there, his name is Retro J with the zero. That's how he says it. Um, and that's just kind of where the idea came from. But yeah, you can also find the show on Spotify and YouTube at Scuffed as Fuck or Scuffed AF Pod, or you can look up Scuffed as Fuck podcast. If you see the picture of the controller that Cubic so lovingly made, you'll know it's us. And yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next one. I will be posting this weekend. This is the 18th. And then our next episode, we've already previously recorded. It is a list we did, a fun like ranking game where we didn't know what was going to come next in our lists, and there are some pretty fun ones in there. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.